Hello, and welcome to Sports by Compian. We're back. We're going to go ahead and talk about Week 18 of the NFL. And for that, I bring on my co host, the man who knows about football, kind of. He will give you vague information, which may or may not be correct, and it's really up to you to decide what is real and what's not. And that's just how it goes. Corey Compian is back on the show. Corey, how are you? We see the beautiful new computer in the back there. It's exciting times in your life right now. Tell us about it.
Yep, I know you guys aren't actually here for the football takes. You're here for the fluffy hair. Everyone loves the fluffy hair.
Everyone does.
Big exciting times. Just got a new computer. Have yet to even unbox it or set it up or do anything. Probably none of that's going to happen until the future
Yeah.
because we're busy out here. But always have time to get on here, talk to you fine folks, give you some vague information, point out some stuff I saw on Instagram, talk about some football, man, because who doesn't love talking and
Who
hearing
doesn't
about
love it?
football?
Who doesn't
It's
love it?
just it's such a fun sport and just such ridiculous things happen. People break records, they take timeouts, coaches get mad, all the fun stuff you want out of
It's
football.
all the fun stuff we all want to see. Well, speaking of such stuff, Corey, it all started off Saturday with our very own Tampa Bay Buccaneers finally getting a win. They finish out the year 2-7 in the final 9 games, and I'm sure everyone knows by this by now. But yeah, we did not get to the playoffs, Corey, and I'm not surprised, and I'm not even super disappointed. Which sounds really contradictory as a Bucks fan. Don't you want to get to the playoffs? Sure, it would have been nice to win a fifth division title in a row. And for guys like Lamonte David, who this is probably his last game as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, I did want them to win. I did want them to get in, but do they deserve it? No, dude. Turns out you can't go fucking 2-7 in the last 9 games and just expect to walk into the playoffs. They probably shouldn't have even won this game. Like there was some real bad calls by the referees, real bad calls in that
I
game,
did hear about that. There was
dude.
like the backwards pass they said
The
down instead
backwards
of
pass was
that was
wild.
real
And maybe
confusing.
Greg Gaines makes that tackle, but I kind of have my doubts. I think Rico Davo was going to take that for at least 5 or 6 yards. That was huge. The McMillan pass interference call, terrible call. Like, what are we not allowed to have contact within 5 yards anymore? That's not the rules, referee. Referees had a doozy of a weekend. Anyway,
Dude, did
Buccaneers
you
do their.
see the video of the refs getting Mike Evans' autograph after the game?
That was old. So
Oh, was it?
there was people trying to like put a whole thing like, oh look at this. Blaine Gabbert's literally in that video. Blaine Gabbert hasn't been our backup for 2 or 3 years, so it's an old video. But yeah,
Fair,
nice
fair.
try, internet. There
Yeah,
was already
internet, fucking jerks.
there was already enough bullshit going on in that game. I mean, yeah, like I said, I mean, you got to see how calls go and how teams play after that. But maybe shouldn't have won this. Who knows? Anyway, the point is the Buccaneers do their usual thing: drive down the field and score in the first drive. We're like, wow, we're great, we're amazing, cool. And then they just, I don't know what happens to these guys on offense, man. They just stop doing cool stuff and settled for literally, what did we do? 4 field goals in this game? It was crazy. It was crazy, dude. We just field goaled them up.
So they just had like their first 10
Three.
plays. Their first 10 plays scripted
Yeah.
out, super solid. After that, they're like, I don't know, improvise.
Yeah,
Figure it out, boys.
Josh Grazar has his scripted first drive, and then after that, he's apparently hopeless. Can't seem to figure it out. Baker, another costly interception, threw it right to the linebacker and gets the Panthers into the game when we were up 10-0. Dude, it's a rough year for Baker. It's a rough year for Grazar. Fucking couldn't get in Mecca like 70 yards over the course of like 3 games, and we could have got him to 1,000 yards, which would have been nice to have 1,000-yard player on our team, which we did not have this in the entire offense, which says a lot
How
about
far
this
did
offense.
how far did Mike Evans get?
Nah, not very far. He got like
Not very
34 yards, needed 666, and got 34. So he ended somewhere in the range of like 300, 400 yards. Tough day at the tough year for him for
He
sure.
didn't get 600 in one game? I thought
I'm shocked. I'm as shocked as you are, but it just
wild.
it was not the Buccaneers year, which it started out being like, dude,
Started
this
off
is going to
looking
be
real
amazing.
serious.
We're looking great. We're 6-2. We're serious. We're beating the Seattle Seahawks, in Seattle. And dude, it just fucking came apart after that. I think like a couple games may or may not have broke us. I think the Lions game right before our bye absolutely broke us. Like Mike Evans gets injured in that game and he's out for an extended period. And they just got their asses beat by Detroit. And I just think they didn't quite recover from that, because coming out of the bye, it was just absolute trash football from this football team. And yeah, there's a lot we could go into here, but bottom line is a lot of the reports are saying that Todd Bowles is safe, which is crazy to me, dude. I just don't think you can lose a team like you did and like just have the locker room just not performing for you like happened, and your job is still safe. Like, what?
But wasn't it a lot of injuries and a shoddy defense?
Those excuses are old. Those excuses are old. We were winning earlier in the year when we had less guys. As we got healthy, we got worse. And like, yeah, you could say Kalijah Cansey was out for a huge portion, but I mean, it's gone on to what I've said on this podcast many, many times. Jason Light can't find a pass rusher. He can't seem to draft one. Even Kalijah Cansey had one quarterback hit was his sole stat of the whole evening. Granted, him and Villa did shut down the run. They are a better defense with Kalijah Cansey in the game, but the last 2 weeks even was decent out of this defense. Besides like the early collapse to Miami in the first half, they had a strong second half against Miami, and then they put up a decent fight against the Panthers here. Like they shut down their run game, which is the Panthers' bread and butter, and they shut that down really well. They couldn't cover McMillan. To be fair, we had both of our rookie cornerbacks in there who just they're struggling, dude. They're rookies. It's going to take them a minute to figure this whole thing out. But like the late drive, dude, for the Panthers to even score at second touchdown, like it's one of these things again. 3rd and long, and they bring it back to like 4th and 9 or 4th and 10, and then it's like, all right, well, we send the blitz. He should get home. He doesn't, but no worries. It was so quick. It should be okay. No, dude. Jacob Parrish gets absolutely smoked by McMillan on that play. Tyke Smith once again seems to be out of position. I don't know who's to blame for that one, but how do you let their best player get behind you on 4th and fucking 9? Like, just stay in front of him, dude. Like, what are you doing? And yeah, then they get into range and score from there. This team was just not going to do anything. It didn't matter if they made the playoffs. They just weren't going to do anything, dude. And it's just like people kept on being like, oh, well, they got offensive weapons. It doesn't matter if you don't know how to use them, dude. And like Cade Otton has a massive game, and it's like, why are we targeting Cade Otton so much with like all the guys we have on this offense? It's the whole thing's absolutely maddening. Congrats to the Panthers. They've had a long playoff drought, so I'm actually good for those fans. They get to see their team in the playoffs now. Good for Jay Money. He's going to see the boys in there, even if they're going in there 8-9. Can't feel too great, but I'm sure they don't care and they're happy to finally have the win. And you know what? They'll appreciate that division title more than Bucks fans probably would have. We were so sick of Todd Bowles, who appears to be safe anyway, despite all this anyway.
Such a weird division. How 3 teams all ended 8-9.
So weird.
Like Atlanta fired their coach.
Yeah.
And then I guess the Saints, would they end at?
Like 6 and something. They had a complete rally after beating the Bucks. The Bucks were like the cure for everybody in the NFC South. Like, dude, the Bucks, like, you just have so many chances to clinch this division. Just don't lose to the Saints. Just don't lose to Atlanta. Just don't fucking lose to Miami, dude. Like, what the fuck? You gotta beat Miami and the rookie quarterback. Like, everybody's beating Miami. You gotta beat them. But Baker just refused. Baker had a rough end to his last 9 games, dude. Like, rough.
Do you think he got hurt and he just played through it?
He was hurt. His shoulder was apparently injured, but it's just like, dude, I don't know. You were making this happen earlier in the year. It's just such a frustrating year from a Buccaneers perspective. And, Lamont David had a really tough year too. He very much looked his age this year, and that's probably the last game we'll see of Lamonte David. Fitting that he manages to get a fumble recovery on his way out. Bryce Young catching shade already from Panthers fans about looking like Cam Newton out there, not hopping on the fumble.
I did see that.
I do love that. That's fun. But also, I'm just happy for Lamonte that he got a good stat. He managed to tie Derek Brooks, literally tied him with like exactly 7 tackles to tie him for the all-time leading franchise of tackles. Great company to be in. I'm going to miss Lamonte, man. He was an absolute leader of this team and just such a great guy. I remember watching him since he got drafted. It's going to be really, really different seeing this Buccaneers team without Lamonte David involved. Gonna miss him, man. What an absolute legend. Tough that he went out on a kind of rough season where everyone got to kind of see his age, and you see guys like Bobby Wagner still kind of doing it. So that was a little tough, especially Bobby hits like 2,000 tackles, and Lamonte's like 1,700 and something, so he's never gonna get close to that. And now the conversation will never be, that he was in that same class as Bobby Wagner really was as good. But just Bobby had more games to get tackles in, dude. He had a lot more playoff games. But also
He
just, yeah,
also like he's still in like the top 5 for tackles. Bobby Wagner,
exactly.
wild. Like
Exactly.
man, out there doing shit.
Yeah,
But I know what you
Lamonte
mean.
missed a lot of tackles this year. Like I said, his age was very apparent. But I won't remember that. I'll remember the absolute legend that was Lamonte David and how he made me proud to be a Bucks fan many, many times. I have his jersey, and I'm proud to have watched that guy all throughout his career. Another absolute legend for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers called his last game for us, Gene Deckerhoff, the voice of the Buccaneers, the guy who came up with Fire the Cannons, called like 700 and something games for us. I don't know, thousands of touchdowns. He will be severely missed. I'll never forget being in Costa Rica. No internet access. No, well, had internet access, but certainly wasn't able to watch Bucks games because that would never show up on CBS or fucking that Spanish Fox. I hate that Spanish Fox broadcast, dude. To this day,
Yeah,
terrible,
that's not
terrible
fun.
broadcast. And sometimes they would just copy CBS's broadcast. So you'd get the same game on both channels. Absolute shit show. I don't know who the fuck was running that Fox network, but I deeply regret we didn't get the English Fox because it didn't have to be that way. There was good Fox out there. It didn't have to be that terrible Latin American
Watched
Fox.
so many games muted.
Dude, they were the worst commentators in the world. And they were always biased against the Buccaneers for some reason. They always hated the Bucks. So I
The
absolutely,
commentators always definitely had the team they liked, and they were
yeah,
just like, no, this is the team. The other guys are the bad guys. Like they
yeah,
would
yeah.
commentate it like it was like a WWE, and there was like the
hmm
good guy and the bad guy.
Yeah, they sucked. But anyway, all that to say, Gene Deckerhoff was my way of knowing what was going on with the Bucks, play by play, what was happening with this team, and he retires as well. So he will be severely missed in the Buccaneers community. It's not confirmed that Lamonte Davis retiring, but I suspect we've seen the last of him in a Bucks jersey.
Dude, that's how I felt whenever Sean Lee retired. I was like, this dude's involved with every goddamn play. He's like, he's the captain. And then whenever he retired, I was like, no, this is horrible. Everything's gonna fall apart. And they're like, no, it's okay. We have Micah Parsons now. And then I kind of always disliked like I like Micah Parsons because he's a great player, but I also kind of like you'll never be Sean Lee.
Well, Sean Lee did kind of fall off a cliff after the first
Yeah.
couple years he was in the NFL. So yeah, not a fair comparison to Monte, in my opinion. But yes, he was a good linebacker as well. So I see what you're going with that. The point is, dude, that looks like that might be it for Lamonte David, and the Panthers move on to the playoffs. That same day, the Seattle Seahawks lock up the NFC West. Good for them. Hard fought division, dude. The complete opposite of the NFC South. Probably the best division in football. Those Seahawks, they just held the 49ers to 3 points. Tough day at the office for the 49ers defense. Sam Darnold does just enough to win and now heads to the playoffs. Do they have the first round bye? I think they do.
I
Yeah, they do. They have the first round bye. So good for them.
that is definitely a scary division, man.
Super scary. Super scary division for sure. We might see the Super Bowl champion come out of that division. But either way, Seattle Seahawks get the win, take over, beat the 49ers. The Saints Falcons, obviously Bucks fans were watching this one intently. Saints had a kind of weird game. They got a punt blocked. Kirk Cousins threw an interception. It was wild. It was a weird game. Kirk just did enough though to manage to win. Tyler Shook, dude, known Saints hater on this podcast, will openly admit that. Fuck the Saints. But I like Shook, and I think Saints fans have something to look forward to with this kid next year. He looked good. He looks poised. He had them in position to win this. I really thought they were going to win it. And then he throws an interception to D. Alfred, who also picked off Baker, and big reason we lost that game as well. So fuck you, D. Alfred. Fucking ruined the Bucs season, dude. Um, but yeah, he
Double
picks off
down.
D.
He was
Alfred.
like, no, really, you guys really aren't making the playoffs.
For real, dude. It was 16-10 at that point, I think, or something like that. And D. Alfred gets that interception. They get into field goal range and just put it out of reach for the Saints, who do that touchdown that Tyler Shook throws though to go up to put up 17. One-handed grab by the receiver. That thing was tight. That was nice. But yeah, they did have Chris Olave. Might have changed the game. Who knows? Either way, Saints do fall to the Falcons, and it puts the Panthers in the playoffs. So yeah, like I said, good for them. Whatever. In other news, the Browns beat the Bengals. Now, this was, as you mentioned earlier in the pod, there was a stoppage after a certain person broke a record. Who was this, and what did they break? Oh, that's right, Myles Garrett breaks the all-time leading sacks record. Thoughts on that, Corey?
Uh, it's fun to see a guy on a really bad team that wasn't competing in a really kind of mid division get so much focus from the entire league.
Yeah.
Like he did it in more games, but he did it in less snaps.
Then Michael
So
Strahan, yeah.
so I mean, I'm here for it. Good for him. Myles Garrett, by all accounts, pretty cool dude. Other than that one time he hit Mason Rudolph, but fuck
Hey,
Mason
maybe
Rudolph.
Mason said some stupid shit. We don't know.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know. He did his time. He served his suspensions.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything bad about him since. I think he's just a big, giant, dangerous human, and it's fun to watch him dominate people.
And whether or not Joe Burrow goes down easily on that sack or not, I don't think it's even that big of a deal. He probably said some miles was right behind him. Like, what's the point in
Yeah,
resisting?
dude, it's a pointless
It
game.
wasn't
You're
as
not
bad as
gonna.
even the Favre one that people get all upset about. Like, dude, Straham's right in his face. Like, he could have
Yeah,
resisted a little bit, but he's probably going to go down anyway.
you're not supposed to eat sacks as a quarterback, especially not in meaningless games.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think that Joe Burrow's necessarily doing Myles Garrett any favors. Like, you don't want to get sacked. That's a bad stat on your stat sheet. You're not handing
yeah,
out sacks for free. It's honestly kind of weird that Joe Burrow was playing in that game. But like, did
yeah.
you
It was
see
a little weird.
they put Joe Flacco in for a QB sneak?
Yeah, I think they just wanted to get him a last snap before he might be retiring. Who knows? Flacco just doesn't seem to retire and just hangs around. And desperate teams always sign him, and he does
He's
okay
just
for
gonna
them.
hang out and put up, one ridiculous game with like 400 yards. It's gonna be awesome. And
What
then
I
other
will
than that,
say
he's just
is,
gonna hang out, be mid.
I already was unimpressed with Zach Taylor as a coach, and I already kind of just was like, dude, you're so mid. Like, you have so many weapons, and you're terrible every year. I don't get it." And then he started bitching about the whole Myles Garrett pause. I kind of get it. Not really, actually. Just, dude, who cares? It's a fucking meaningless game, and that dude just broke an NFL record. Like, sorry,
Yeah,
we didn't immediately rush to the next play of a meaningless game. Like,
I
go
think it's
go
just
fuck yourself, Zach Taylor.
it's a division rival type deal. So maybe
Yeah.
he's like, I didn't want him to get it against us. I wanted to keep him from the title. Like,
Dude, that's how the Steelers were. They,
yeah, they probably didn't do any dropbacks. I love that for the Steelers.
Yeah.
So vengeful.
Yeah, Aaron was like, "Not on me, kid."
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was interesting. In that same realm, what we forgot to mention, Raheem Morris has been fired from the Falcons despite a late season kind of rally. The ownership said they saw enough, and they're moving on from Raheem. The second time this guy's been fired as a head coach, probably will not get another shot if I had to guess, because it's
He'll
just
get, like,
the
a
future.
coordinator, I'd imagine.
Oh, he'll probably go back to being a defensive coordinator for sure. Like, he's a good defensive coordinator, but I just think the league is at a point now where they're just not really hiring defensive coaches anymore.
I can't say I've been following the Falcons very closely, but Bijan Robinson was fucking dominant for me in
Yeah,
fantasy. So
for
I
sure.
think it's kind of just a quarterback issue, and
Yeah.
their defense doesn't seem terrible. So I could see why they'd be upset if they have, the pieces and just not getting the wins.
One thing I'll say is that the Falcons GM also got fired, and that one feels a lot more justified maybe than Raheem. I mean, I think if you ask Falcons fans, they were happy to move on from Raheem as well. And like you said, I haven't been plugged into the Falcons to tell you one way or the other. I just kind of like Raheem. He's just kind of a cool guy, and obviously I'll always remember the Ugly Bucks, so I'm kind of partial to him. But that GM, dude, how the hell are you going to sign Kirk Cousins to this massive guaranteed contract and then immediately draft Penix? Like, you're an idiot, dude. You're a moron. And that's what cost you your job.
For sure. But why the giant
Why
contract?
the giant contract for Kirk Cousins? Like, that was crazy, dude. That was nuts, and that was why you got fired. So I think that one was pretty justified. Like, that was some dumb shit, dude.
Yeah, definitely mysterious stuff. I think it was like maybe right off the heels of like Green Bay just getting like Love and then getting Malik and just kept like drafting like good young quarterbacks, and he was like, "Oh, well, we'll fucking do that,"
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Penix isn't young. He's actually really old. So
Yeah, true. Yeah, just Falcons things,
I don't
dude.
know, dude. Either way, that one was justified. Maybe a less justified one, but Browns fans are also telling us that you guys don't know what you're talking about. Kevin Stefanski catches the blade on this one as well. Dude, the
Well,
thing with this one is like, was he the one who decided to give Deshaun Watson that massive fucking contract? I don't know.
no.
Did he? He
So
probably had his fingerprints on that.
I think, yeah, he was probably involved with that. But the big thing with him was that he was so against putting in Shador. Like it became
And is
really
Shador that good though?
better
Was he that good?
than Dylan.
Was he?
Like
Was he? Dude, if you look at like most of Shador's wins, it's the defense won those games for him. Like
But he at least
he's had a
can
handful.
complete passes. Like I watched Dylan Gabriel live. That
Dylan
dude
Gabriel
is
wasn't
real
that
bad at
bad, dude.
football.
No, dude, if you look at his stats though, he wasn't that bad. They're very comparable to what Shador put up. I'm telling
Mhm.
you, like, I'm partial because I don't really like Shador. He's rubbed me the wrong way since he was in
He comes in
college.
very cocky.
He's just I don't like him, and it's understandable. Honestly, I don't like Dion anymore. I watch like I've said it before on the show, but I watched that whole show that they had on what it was where they were coming into Colorado. I just don't like him. I don't like Dion. I think he's a cocky asshole, and he's clearly raised a cocky asshole son as well, who just I don't like the Sanders family. I think they're cocky, and I think Dion's the only one who should be that cocky.
I think, yeah, maybe Shador came in a little full of himself.
And his fans are annoying too. That's the other thing is his fans are super annoying. Like we didn't want to hear this much about a fucking 5th-round pick that wasn't starting. And God,
It
we had to
was
hear
a
so
lot
much about
about
this
him.
fucking kid all fucking year. And he was not that good. He just wasn't, dude. He wasn't that good.
But
You
I
look
think
at
the
like
fact that
two of his
he
3 wins are the defense carrying that 100%. The kid puts up like 7-10 points a game. Like he's not good.
I think the fact that it was very clear which quarterback the GM picked and which quarterback the coach picked,
Sure.
like whichever quarterback ended up winning, that's who was going to stay. And I
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
I
haven't
also
really
just
been
didn't like
watching the
how
Browns.
Dylan
I don't know.
Gabriel was handled for Dylan Gabriel. Like I feel like he didn't get a
They
very good
did kind of
chance because
screw him
they were
over.
just kind of like rushing him out. They're like, "Oh, you're
Yeah.
not immediately amazing. Quick, get out of here!" And it's just like,
It
dude, the
is
guy's a
really
rookie.
tough
Like,
to
give him a
draft 2
minute.
quarterbacks. Like,
So
give one of
dumb.
them a shot, dude. Like,
Yeah, it was
we're
whatever. The whole
not
point
going to
is,
develop you. You have half of a season to figure it out.
dude, like a couple games, not even half of a season. Like Joe Flacco
Yeah.
started the whole season for them.
True. Yeah, no, that's I don't know, dude.
It was
The
wild,
Browns are
dude.
a mess over there, bro.
The
It's the
Browns are a
Browns.
hot
What do you
mess. The only
expect
team
from
that might
them?
be more of a mess are the Las Vegas Raiders, and we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But dude, like, oh my god. Anyway, moving on from that game, as I mentioned, fuck Zach Taylor, Kevin Stefanski is probably second on the coaches list right now because just came out about an hour or so ago. John Harbaugh out in Baltimore. He's of
Yep.
course immediately to the front of any list. Dude, I want the Bucks to fire Todd Bowles now and go chase John Harbaugh. Go get him, 100%.
Dude. Yeah, like
Fire Todd
I
Bowles yesterday and go
I
get
don't
John Harbaugh. No question, dude. No question. He's a better coach than fucking Todd Bowles. I like Todd. He's a good guy, but he's just not a good coach. He's just not, dude. He's been mediocre as hell for this Buccaneers team, and we've been talented as fuck. And he has us going 8-9 almost every fucking year, or 9-8, or his big elaborate one. Oh, 10-7. Wow. Like, get the fuck out of here. The amount of fucking talent this team has had. The only reason he went 10-7 is because he had fucking Cohen calling the plays for him. And then he goes over there with the fucking Jaguars, leads them to a division title, 13-3, or whatever the fuck they ended up at. Get him out, dude. I'm sorry, Todd. You're just not good. Your defensive scheme is stupid. I've been yelling about this forever, but stop fucking putting pass rushers in coverage. You know what I saw a lot on Saturday? Yaya Diaby getting fucking burnt in open field because he shouldn't be out there. He should be rushing the quarterback. He's our best pass rusher, and he's not even that good. Don't have him covering people, Todd. Fuck. God damn, dude. And his defense just getting shredded all across this streak of us just going 2-7. You're a defensive coach. And your boys are getting shredded. Nobody's developing. Zion McCollum, huge step back. Tyke Smith and like only defensive player who didn't take a huge regression this year. You couldn't develop Logan Hall. You couldn't develop Joe Tryon-Shanka. You can't develop Chris Braswell. Maybe you're not that good at defense anymore, dude. You have an old ass staff. All your boys are old. You're old. God damn, dude.
Old timers kicking
Go get
around.
John Harbaugh, Bucks. This isn't rocket science. Go get John Harbaugh, Glazers. Do it. Do it.
It is crazy that they let him go after like almost 20 years, and like not really any losing
18.
seasons. Like 18, yeah, but like he's just always been so good, dude. Like
So good.
Steelers fans wanting to move on from Mike Tomlin. I'm like, but why though? Like you've never had a losing season. Oh, tragic.
That one I
don't
can
know.
understand a little bit better than Harbaugh. Like it's been a lot of mediocrity from him. Like it's a lot of 9-8 seasons out of Mike Tomlin. I'll say that. It's
But
been a
they
whole lot,
also
and they haven't
haven't
won a
had a
playoff game in forever either.
but they haven't had a quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger. Like
That's also true.
they've been in quarterback purgatory. Like they're putting out
That's true.
good teams with journeyman quarterbacks. Like
Yeah,
if you're putting up a winning season with hobos, then I think you have other problems to address before you address the guy keeping you from being a bottom feeder team.
I agree. I think yeah, I think they either way, I get it from both perspectives. Moving on to the Colts, though, they did start their rookie Riley Leonard. Maybe this guy should have been starting from the beginning because he looked good, dude. Against the best defense in the NFL, no less. He shredded them. Which
Yeah, I was
leads
gonna
us to the
say.
next referees. What the fuck was going on this weekend? The ejection of Alex Pierce, just, dude, if I've ever seen an overstep of power, this was it. Like, he bumps the referee's shoulder, and you're going to disqualify the kid who's having his best career game ever. Like, Alex Pierce is only like, I think this is only his first, he's finally in his contract year. Has not been
He
great for the Colts.
he
And
clearly bet the under on him.
finally having an amazing season, and you're going to eject him. It's just a game, and it's just fuck that referee, dude. Fuck that
He's
dude.
just like,
He
if
should
this
not
guy
be a
and
referee.
he won't hit it over, this is gonna be great for me.
And then the kid has more class than you do, and fucking shakes your hand on the way out after you ejected him. If that's not a wake up call for that referee about how much of a schmuck you are, I don't know what will be. Like, dude,
It's yeah.
you're embarrassing as a person. Like, for real, dude. Anyway, Texas still found a way to win. You know, their Colts defense just did not show up at all. They have a lot of questions to answer, much like the Buccaneers. They're the AFC version of the Buccaneers with their entire collapse. You know, amazing to start the season and just heavy collapse. I mean, yeah, Daniel Jones going down, but they were losing before he went down. So yeah, tough times for the Colts. They finish out their year against the Texans, and you know, maybe it was a promise though. Riley Leonard looked good. I think that's his name. Does that sound right to you?
Riley Leonard, I think so.
That sounds about right to me.
Sounds about right.
We're gonna roll with that. Why not?
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to a team that also was running with a backup quarterback. We got yeah, because I think Cam Ward got injured in this game. That's why I say backup. But then the Jaguars just absolutely destroyed the Titans. I don't really know if we got to say much about this game, other than that the Titans had a pretty forgettable season. Other than Justin Simmons, who had 10 sacks, just did his thing there in the middle. Congrats to Justin Simmons on a good season. Your team sucked, but it sure wasn't your fault, dude. Good for him. And Jaguars fucking rolling, dude. They are
Tony Pollard just
rolling.
disappeared over there on the Titans.
Yeah, Tony Pollard definitely disappeared over there with the
He
Titans.
he
Had
went
like
over
a
there to get
handful of good
paid.
games. The couple games they won, Tony Pollard went off. So
I mean, he's good, but he's like a fast shifty type.
yeah,
He
yeah,
he needs help with, his
workload.
play style.
Yeah. Who knows what will happen with the Titans, but they have another very high draft pick, so they'll probably find some more weapons for Cam Ward. You need a legitimate receiver over there. You know, we talked about this before, but I think they had a rookie who did okay for them,
I
but
think
you
they need
just
some line too.
you
Like
need
I
you
think
need a lot of things,
you
I'm
need a lot
sure.
of stuff.
You need a lot of stuff. They also and they need a coach. They got rid of their coach early in the season. I think there's been an interim coach there for a while, so yeah, they're going to be looking for a new coach coming here. Shout out to the Jaguars, dude. Cohen, you know, I've cursed his name on this podcast after the way he handled that whole Bucks exit, but dude, undeniable that we should have kept him and fired Todd Bowles. Undeniable at this point. And there was Bucks fans yelling for that. Fuck it, get rid of Todd, bring in Cohen, and we didn't. And now he goes over and is leading the Jaguars well. What are you gonna do, man?
Dude, puts Trevor Lawrence in MVP talks for the last leg of the race. I mean, obviously you can't really like close out the season strong and get the MVP, but like put him in the talk, so that's something.
No, for sure. No, Trevor Lawrence absolutely rallied in the second half of the season. One more thing I'll throw at Talad, maybe not the last one, but of the many things. I remember back in when they were playing Miami, and we're on the fucking plus side in Miami territory, and it comes up 4th and 2, and my man chooses to punt. That's when I knew we were going to lose that game, and sure enough, we did. Same thing happens against the Panthers. We're in their fucking territory, and he punts with 4th and 1. You got to act like you want to win, Todd. You got to act like you're playing to win as opposed to being scared to lose. They're playing. They played scared to lose those last 9 games, and that's why you lost, Todd. Fucking grow a pair and go for it
There's
on
too
4th
much
and
faith in the
fucking 1 or
defense.
2, dude. Yeah, why?
Why? Based off what? Where
Back
does this trust come from, Fred?
back to the Bills game where he didn't go for it on 4th down, like when Josh Allen was shredding them, and he doesn't go for it, and that just put the game out of reach. So, yeah, Todd, you just don't have the balls to lead this team right now, I don't think. Packers, they get a late field goal to not be shut out. This Vikings defense, dude, had a hell of a closeout to their season. I think they allowed like 8.5 their last like 4 or 5 games. Just this Vikings defense is insane. If this is the last we see of Harrison Smith, hell of a safety. Another guy who will pretty much have watched him his whole career, always been inspiring, and yeah, he might be done with the Vikings as well. I know their fullback is definitely done. CJ Ham, I want to say, good fullback, been around for a long time. He's calling it quits after 10 years. It's kind of like the end of an era for a lot of these teams. Kind of sad, but yeah.
I think it. I think people just quietly retire every season. Maybe we just.
For sure. I'll probably be dramatic here, but
there's a lot of good guys leaving the league, though. That's for sure.
There's a lot of good guys leaving the league. We'll see who takes their place. But yeah, the Vikings get a big win.
I mean,
the Packers.
Retire, who knows?
Apparently, the Packers were locked into the seat they were at, regardless of whether they won or lost. So I think they were just like, "Fuck it, we're gonna bench all of our guys."
So
like I think Jordan Love could have played if he really needed to. Like he had his jersey on and everything, but ultimately they decided to save him for the playoffs, which is understandable.
But Malik Willis didn't even play in here. They had whoever their third stringer was.
Well, Malik Willis got hurt.
Checks out.
So yeah, it was their third string, Mr. Brady something or another.
Fair enough. He put up a field goal.
He had net negative passing yards, dude. It was rough. Yeah, him and the Brosmer were going at it.
Yeah,
I love Brosmer, dude.
Brosmer fucking put it to the Cowboys. So
to
the Lions. He put it to the Lions.
And we saw he
on Christmas.
Put it to the Lions is a bit strong when the man literally threw for 7 net yards.
I mean, they won. That's all I'm saying.
They did win, and I think the way this Vikings defense has ended the year may give Brian Flores another chance to be the coach, even though teams are like not wanting to hire defensive-minded coaches. Brian Flores is fucking good. He is a really good defensive coordinator, dude. He is getting everything out of that Vikings defense. They were not the problem this year. It was very inconsistent play at quarterback. JJ McCarthy may be a glass cannon.
Dude, I don't know why the fuck they sent away.
It's crazy how the Vikings were like looking, and that they end the year with a positive record. At least they're like 9-8. You know, they're above 500. It's like that's interesting.
They rallied.
That NFC North is pretty good.
Yeah, dangerous division for sure.
Dangerous division. I would say the NFC West is better, but they definitely all had a positive record, so that's hard to dispute. Now we'll get Green Bay versus Chicago, the classic rivalry. Both of them are 1-1 against each other. That's gonna be a good one this Saturday.
That'll be fun.
Moving on to 2 teams who would not be in the playoffs. Cowboys taking on the Giants. Joe Milton got absolutely creamed in this game. Tough times.
Yeah. I didn't watch this game.
I watched parts of it. I'm not gonna say I watched it.
I believe in you boys. Like as the game was starting, I was like, maybe I should try to rally and make it out to a bar. You know, maybe we could watch this game. And then I got distracted and I was like, ah, fuck, I missed the game. I wonder how it went. I was like literally telling Katie, like, oh, we should watch this game. It was the last game of the season. I look at my phone, I see we lost. I'm like, oh, I'm glad we missed this game, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, tough
I'm
game.
bummer we didn't see our backups get wrecked,
Yeah, once again, the Cowboys benched a lot of their guys. They didn't start Dak Prescott. A lot of questions for the Cowboys headed into the offseason. Will they re-sign Pickens? Will Jerry Jones do something about this defense? Eberflus catches the axe and in answer to how bad this defense was all year. I mean, he didn't have a lot of pieces, but they were still fucking awful. They were really
Dude, there
bad.
was a good amount of. I mean,
There was some pieces.
There was guys.
There was dudes.
And
There was
like,
guys. And then they
there
cut
was-
Diggs. That was questionable. But I guess he was
Yeah.
kind of checked out, though.
And also, like, looking at, I think he just wanted to go to the Packers with Micah. They were boys since the beginning.
Yeah, possibly.
But also just like some of the touchdowns in that happened, the secondary was just nowhere nearby. Like they were just so wide open that it's like there's no way this is just like somebody missed him or somebody was like
No, blown assignments all day.
It just like something went wrong here. We either didn't account for this route, we didn't like just cover this receiver. Like it was just not somebody got beat. It was just nobody was anywhere nearby him.
Yeah.
And that has to be in the planning. That has to be in the coaching. There's no way that like if you see someone get beat, you're like, oh, someone got beat. But if it's somebody just alone and there's like 10 yards to the nearest DB, that's just a bad scheme.
That's bad. That's bad scheme. That's somebody not knowing where they're supposed to be for sure.
Right. Like, yeah, either bad communication to the players, either these players are covering too much ground, or we need somebody that's just like 10x speed. I don't know. But
yeah,
whatever was happening wasn't acceptable.
It wasn't good football. That's for sure.
No.
And that's why Eberflus catches the axe, I feel.
Definitely.
Bad times for Eberflus. Loses a Chicago job, then goes and loses a defensive coordinator job. Not a good look, dude. Not a good look, Eberflus.
Bad over there.
Speaking of bad things, the Jets take a nasty L to the Bills, dude, against Mitchell Trubisky. This wasn't Josh who did this to them. This was Mitchell Trubisky, and they ended as the only team in NFL history to not have a single interception, even though, Corey, their coach used to play corner. A defensive-minded coach, Corey, was the first in NFL history to not get an interception.
Does he get the axe? Because it's one thing if like you don't have a quarterback. Well,
he survived Black Monday. He survived Black Tuesday.
Your defense is out there a lot. Like if your offense is going, 3 and out, your defense is out there a lot. So I can see how they'd put a lot of points on you. But still, like you gotta not let them put 35 points on you.
Not good. Like
it's not good. I get you guys didn't have a quarterback all season, and all your guys were getting hurt. You did a fire sale, but I don't like anything that's happening over there.
The Jets are on a 15-year hiatus from the playoffs.
They have 1 million draft picks though. Like they cleaned up with their fire sale, so maybe they're gonna just rally. But like, I don't know. Big confusing times over there. The Bills though might be my favorite to take the Super Bowl.
I was just gonna say now with Josh Allen, all his rivals are out. No Lamar, no Patrick, no Joe Burrow. This might be your year, Josh. You gotta make it. You gotta make it happen this year, Josh. If not now, when? If not you, who?
Right. It's so funny how like it's him against the. I think it's probably like him against the Rams is a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So it's fun how the Rams were like, this is, Matthew Stafford's last chance.
I don't know, dude. The freaking Seahawks are really good. We're just got to see what happens on the NFC side.
Yeah.
The NFC side is very unpredictable.
Yeah. But on the AFC side,
I don't know.
I mean, how much trust do we really have in the Patriots, Like,
well, that's the thing.
Real good
Drake May's
teams.
He's looked amazing. Bo Nix has looked good, and Trevor Lawrence has looked good. And those are the three guys kind of sitting at the top of the AFC. So, like, it's not going to be an easy road for him or by any means, but this gotta be the year you get it done, Josh.
Yeah.
I kind of, besides, like, the Panthers, it's a weird thing, but since the Panthers lost and everyone's been talking so much shit about the NFC South, I kind of want them to win their playoff game. I know it's not very likely with the Rams coming to town, but hey, you know what? They beat the Rams before. So.
It's true.
It's not the craziest thing.
And I can't really think of like why the Bills are good outside of that they're the Bills and they have Josh Allen. But it's not like, oh, they have
Cook
like
is Cook too. Cook is really good.
right, yeah. But it's not like they have, some crazy superstar like who are their pass rushers? Is Joey Bosa still there?
They have like Ed Oliver, but no, yeah, no, Joey Bosa is still there. Yeah, Joey Bosa's there. And they got like Ed Oliver. They got some guys on defense, but their defense isn't exactly what they're known for. It's just basically Josh Allen. I don't
Just
really
Josh
know. Not
Allen
even.
just wills them to victory.
Yeah. But
You're just
apparently,
like,
like
dude,
but Mitchell Trubisky can do it too. So who knows?
yeah, I mean, maybe it's just really good system,
We
You
don't
got
watch enough Bills ball to really comment on this, to be honest.
fair. But I like the Bills for the Super Bowl. I think it could happen.
I would like that. I would, besides the
I think
Panthers, I'm going Panthers Bills for my Super Bowl favorite. So who I would like to see win it.
yeah, like the teams I'm rooting for is I feel like the Bills have kind of become my playoff team just because they're always there. I like Josh Allen. The Cowboys are
Yeah,
never in the playoffs. So I'd like to see the Bills. I'd like to see the Steelers for Frankie's sake, and I'd like to see the Panthers for Jay Money's sake. Outside of
yeah,
that, I don't really care.
yeah, same. But at least the Chiefs aren't in it, so thank goodness for that.
Right. Ah man, I hope someone fucking beats the Eagles. That's top of my wish list for the
Yeah,
Eagles
that
to
too.
get knocked
I
out.
also do not want to see the Eagles repeat. That would be
I
atrocious. I
just
definitely don't want that. Yeah, no, I don't. We don't want that.
Lions getting a win at the end of the season.
Lions
Love
getting
to
a win
see
at
it.
the end of the season. Tough season for them. They got to be so disappointed with the way this all worked out. Dan Campbell, Motor City, couldn't quite get it done without his coordinators, but he gets it done here against the Bears, and they fall yet another season of not having a quarterback
But
hit
that's tough
4,000 yards
to
passing. What were we saying?
it's tough to overcome in any it's tough to overcome in any organization. Doesn't matter who the head coach is. If you
Yeah,
lose your two number twos, like that
yeah.
that's really tough to bounce back from. I'm surprised they were as good as they were. They kind of imploded at the end of the season, but they were still like really fucking dangerous.
Very up and down season out of Goff. I'm sure they'd like to see more consistency out of him, so we'll see what happens. But it is funny to me that the Bears end once again without a 4,000-yard passer. Kind of funny for sure.
Yeah.
But Caleb Williams looks good, so we'll see what he can do in the playoffs. That's all be decided Saturday. Another playoff team, of course, the Broncos. I think they're the number one seat in the AFC. They get a massive win over the Chargers. Did I pick the Chargers for this one or the Broncos? I don't know. But the point is that did they bench Josh? Like, I'm surprised about this, honestly. What a blowout! What happened in this game, Corey? Why did it go down
What
like
happened,
this?
friends?
What's the deal, dude? Oh yeah, the Chargers did not, in fact, start Trevor Justin Herbert. So that's what happened. Trey
That's what
Lance
happened.
played for them.
Trey Lance. That's where
Trey
Trey
Lance.
Lance ended up. Good for you, Trey Lance.
Yeah, good luck over there, buddy.
Did he
Um,
got 41 yards. Did he get 20 completions for 41 yards? Is that what I just saw?
let's see here. He had 133.
Oh, okay. Attempts
45
44. God damn. He only he got less than
45 completion is tough.
Yikes, bro.
So it was basically the Chargers had nothing to play for. They probably weren't going to be able to move up in seeding, and the Denver did have something to play for by getting the first seat. So
Right.
that's kind of how that worked out.
Checks out. Checks out.
So yeah, Broncos I'd say are definitely favorites a little bit. We'll see what they can do, but they've been good, and that defense is amazing. So it might be enough to get them a Super Bowl. They say defenses wins championships. This is the This is the time to prove it.
True.
Another quarterback that got canned, Jonathan Gannon, right? I want to say Jonathan
So
Gannon.
yeah, the Cardinals head coach.
Dude, my favorite part of this is it came out. I was watching That's Good Sports, and there was a clip of Trey McBride running over one of the Rams players, and he's just like, "Whoa, I'm him, I'm him, dude." I love Trey McBride. If you're a Cardinals fan and you don't love Trey McBride, you're on crack. Like, that guy's awesome. What a season out of him! What an absolute breakout season. So they got some pieces over there with the Cardinals. You got some things to work with. Michael Wilson finishes the year over 1,000. Was it Michael Wilson or Michael something? I forget it's Michael Wilson. And obviously, Harrison Jr. is over there. Get rid of Kyler
Yeah, it's
Murray.
wild.
I've been saying it for a while. Kyler Murray's just not a very good quarterback. He needs to move on. I think he needs to change the scenery. Maybe he'll pick it up with a new team, but I think it's time for them and him to move on.
He's got to
I
get
mean,
serious about it again.
yeah.
It's
So
it's also so fun that like Marvin Harrison Jr. was their like intended receiver, and then he goes down, and they're just like, oh no, this guy's our number one receiver now. We knew this all along.
we always do this, no big deal. But what I did think was cool was Matthew Stafford really rallying, getting another 4 touchdowns here to kind of
So
bounce back after some slow times.
I I like a get right game, but they were also saying like, oh, he's just like shamelessly stat padding to get the MVP. It's like, well, yeah, dude. If it's at the end of your career, why wouldn't you go for the MVP? Like, even if
Plus,
it's a
it's not like
pointless game, who cares?
I mean, it wasn't that big of a blowout, only by 17 points. You kind of need those touchdowns. Whoever said that's a dumbass. This one I didn't see coming, dude. The Raiders like
It's
beat
wild.
the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs are just what is going on? You guys were supposed to be at least a better franchise, but like apparently
It's
not.
it's interesting to see how much Patrick really is that team, though. Like, they're
Yeah,
losing to the Raiders as soon as he's gone.
yeah, yeah. Tough times. Have we seen the last of Travis Kelsey? You think
I don't know.
Travis
I
Travis
mean,
Swift?
I think it's crazy that he got like number one in MVP voting for tight end, and I was like, did he even have that good of a year? He ended like second in yards for tight ends, I
He's
think,
just
or
it's all the
for
Swifties voting
receptions.
for him, dude.
All
Because
yeah, it was the popular vote, so it was like all the Swifties voted for him, but he also didn't have as bad of a year as everyone's been like shouting from the
no,
rooftops
no, it
about.
wasn't the worst year for him, but it was
He's
just
still
better
good.
tight
He's
ends.
not like the legendary, like tight end playing basically like a wide receiver he used to be, but
He's still good.
he's still good, dude. Like, I don't think he has to retire. I think he could still keep going
Oh,
if he wanted
100%.
to go out on a good note, but does he need to? Probably not.
No, dude, you're literally probably about to marry a billionaire, so I think it's gonna be okay.
But it's also I don't
He doesn't need the money either.
he
He's
doesn't
also
need the money.
he doesn't need the money either. No, he's fine. No,
Yeah.
yeah. But the thing to come out of this is Pete Carroll catching the axe. Crazy to me. Yeah, it was a terrible season, but at this point they're just firing the coach every year. They still owe John
Yeah.
Gruden money, dude. Like it's
They
crazy. They just keep on firing coaches. I would not want this job if you're the Raiders. Like if you're a Raider, if you're like one of these top coaching candidates and the Raiders contact you, I'd be like, kick rocks, dude. You guys fire coaches after one season. Fuck you.
but also Pete Carroll was always kind of seemed like a stopgap. Like, I remember when they hired him, they were like, oh, we're gonna try him out for a year. Like, I think they just didn't like the options that year, so they're
Yeah,
like, let's have like an basically an intermediate coach for a year, see if he can figure it out.
yeah, yeah. Maybe that's what kind of
Because I
happened.
think no one really believes in Pete Carroll. Like, even whenever he got signed, everyone was like, oh yeah, hire the million-year-old.
Well, who saw Geno Smith just falling off a cliff? I didn't see that coming. I mean, I guess you could kind of if you're a Geno hater, but I mean,
Manny definitely
he
saw it coming. Manny has never liked Gino. So
had
I kind of bought into the Gino hate just because I had every time his name would come up, Manny was like, he's fucking horrible. He's been horrible since the Jets. You know,
he's not wrong apparently.
I
So
thought
yeah,
maybe since he did okay with Seattle and Pete Carroll, I was like, oh yeah,
yeah,
nice little reunitement. And then
yeah.
the funniest thing I saw was Gino really got this man fired from two jobs for two teams. I was like, that is so fun.
That is pretty fun. Yeah, the Raiders are in turmoil. I think they have the first overall pick, don't they?
Yes, I believe they tanked successfully
I think they successfully
because
tanked.
they benched all their dudes. They pissed off Max Crosby. Now
Yeah,
everyone's talking about how Max Crosby is going to run away to another team.
they should. They should
Um,
trade him. Trade him to the Bucks. That's
the
what they should
Giants
do.
were like, "Fuck it, we're gonna fucking keep beating everybody now."
Yeah, the Giants didn't get the tank memo, which is that's fine. Tanking's stupid anyway.
Yeah.
But it looks like Fernando Mendoza might be going to LA next year.
Also, dude, like honestly, the fucking Giants might be a problem next season. They're gonna
Dude,
get
Jackson
Malik
Dart's looking
Neighbors
good.
back. Dart's good. Their defense has always been pretty solid.
Cam
They're gonna
Scadaboo's just
get
crazy.
they're getting like so many problem children back, dude.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
that
neighbors.
offense, they're just very hurt. But I think
And then you
it's
need
gonna be
to
a thing.
they need to re-sign Winston again. I don't know if we've heard more from a backup quarterback than we ever have with Winston, dude. But that play of him like catching a pass and running over a corner and going for the touchdown, like
Dude,
what a guy.
Madden just like bumps up all his stats because he like his awareness and tackle breaking and stuff is so
It's
great.
He's awesome. He's the
He's such a
ultimate
fun
locker room
dude.
guy. He's a Hall of Fame locker room guy. Is what he is.
Dude. He's gonna be such a great coach when he finally retires.
No, he's gonna be a commentator. He's gonna be a TV personality, and I
You
can't
think
wait for
so?
it. Oh, 100
Maybe.
percent.
Because he
Yeah,
does seem to get like he'll boost the dudes around him, you know.
yeah.
He's down to coach up new quarterbacks. Maybe he's gonna give him bad advice, who knows? But he's gonna give him advice, God damn it.
Well, I heard some quote coming out like Neighbors was like, "Why me?" when he like tore his ACL to Winston, and Winston's like, "Why not you? Go back down to the bottom and then build your way up to the top." Oh,
That's such a fire quote, dude.
that's such a
Why not
Jameis.
you?
That's such a Jameis quote. What? Go down to the bottom and build your way back up. What? What?
Wow!
He's a nutcase, and I love
The
him.
warhorse is ready.
I love Jameis Winston. What an absolute legend. The Patriots absolutely destroyed the Dolphins. This is what the Bucks should have done. You know, because the Dolphins are a bad team, Corey. This is what they should have
That's
done.
how
They
it
should
should
have
have
just put
gone.
up 38-10. Yeah, they should have just done that against a bad team. The Patriots are like, what do you mean? You're a bad team. We're just going to beat you guys. And that's, if the Bucks did that, they beat the playoffs. But, I digress. Jacob May's looking really good, dude. Ramondre Stevenson had a hell of a game, too, to head into the playoffs. So they got their run game going. They got stuff, dude. They got things. Stephon Diggs is going through some shit though.
He's got some problems over
He's
there.
got some issues,
Some
dude.
trouble in paradise.
Probably shouldn't be trying to strangle your personal chef or whatever. Like, it's
Right after you just had a baby.
not a great
Or no, he
look.
had like 5
He's having
babies.
two. Yeah, he's having like two babies at once with like two different girls. And one of them is Cardi B, so it's not even
Yeah.
like they're no-name girls. Like
No, I
he's
remember
out
at
here.
one point he had more babies than touchdowns.
Yeah. So good for him. Maybe wrap up, dude. I don't know, unless you want to be completely broke in a couple years. But you do your thing, dude. You do your thing, Diggs. But anyway, they take care of business with the Dolphins. I don't really have much else to say about this. Do you?
No. I mean, just Patriots beating up on another bad team.
Hey, but our legend of Josh Johnson lives on, Corey. Gets himself a nice little rushing touchdown to go ahead and seal the victory on this one. Mediocre stats out of him, as you always have out of Josh Johnson, but he is the ultimate journeyman. He is the ultimate.
He's
Been on 5
consistently
million
below mid.
teams. On 5 million teams he's played on, and he gets a win here against who the heck did they have playing from the Eagles? Tyke McKee.
That dude, no joke though, he fucking slaughtered the Cowboys last season. I remember
Did
when
he?
they had their like third stringer in there, just like beating the crap out of the Cowboys. I was like, it is good that their third stringer can do this to us.
Yeah, very good stuff. He doesn't look terrible, but either way, I just want to, continue to shout out Josh Johnson. I love that
Josh
guy.
Johnson out there doing it, man.
Josh Johnson, former Buccaneers legend. You just love him. But anyway, yeah. So the Commanders take care of business against the Eagles. The Eagles didn't really care; they were locked into whatever their seat was. So obviously the backups came out. We should have known that, Corey. We shouldn't have picked the Eagles.
Somebody was tanking to play Green Bay. Green Bay is apparently like the soft target, so somebody tanks to drop down and play the
We'll see who got them. Maybe they dropped down to play them on purpose.
I think it might have been the Eagles.
Well, no, it was the Rams. I mean, it's the Bears, and they lost. So,
but maybe they did that on purpose. I don't know. I remember somebody was tanking.
No, the Bears definitely didn't lose on purpose. They had Caleb Williams playing.
Dude, listen, Steven. Sometimes I just like spreading misinformation.
That's fine. I like some good old fashioned misinformation too. I'm here for it. And then this game ended crazy. Rookie Ravens kicker misses the field goal. 44-yarder, certainly not a layup. Apparently they like took a knee or like ran a no play right before and then took a timeout. Like some questionable
Probably trying to burn
there.
some clock.
Yeah, maybe get him a little closer, dude. 44 yards certainly isn't a layup. That was after Aaron Rodgers had a beautiful touchdown pass to Calvin. Didn't Calvin have like 500 catches this game? Calvin Austin III had like 5 million catches this game, dude.
I wonder if they're gonna have DK back for the playoff game.
Oh, never mind. It wasn't Calvin Austin. Gaines had freaking eight receptions. But yeah, Calvin Austin had 3. Pretty normal. But yeah, I love John Harbaugh walking back to the locker room with his little rookie kicker. Like, dude, it's okay. Like, it's gonna be all right. Even though I'm probably gonna get fired over this. Apparently,
dude.
I love that one meme that came out of like the field goal uprights, and it's like fire Tomlin, and the two misses on the sides are fire Harbaugh.
Yeah, dude. The Baltimore fans are fucking
Brutal.
animals, though, dude. Like
Animals, dude.
they
Animals.
they found Loop's fiance's Instagram and were
Yeah.
like commenting like, "Don't come back to Baltimore," like just the most heinous shit. It's like, bruh, you
Dude, it
gotta
was
calm down.
wild.
You weren't
Like,
gonna
he's a
do anything in the
rookie.
playoffs anyways. Yeah.
He's a
Like,
rookie, dude. Like, settle down, boys.
like I know you're used to having Tucker for like the past decade, but like this is how kickers usually do.
Yeah, it was very obsessive out of the Ravens fans. Should definitely be ashamed of themselves.
They're not. They
They're
should be,
not.
but they're not.
They definitely aren't. No, they don't care. But either way, Steelers win, and Aaron Rodgers is
Just
off to the
one.
playoffs. The
Saw
old
a
man himself.
fantastic video of Frankie. Watched this in a bar. When the kick went through, he bought the entire bar a round of shots.
That must have been expensive. He does like to throw around money sometimes, that kid.
He's I'm guessing he had some money on the game because he was very happy about the win.
Nice. Well, good for him. I'm glad to see. I'm happy to see Aaron Rodgers thriving. I know there's a lot of Aaron Rodgers haters out there. I'm not one of them. Dude's a
I
good.
like Aaron. He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He's a good egg. So yeah, Steelers are headed to the playoffs, dude. What a weird fucking week. Like,
What a
I feel
weird
like I
year,
feel
man. I don't
what a
understand
weird
anything can happen this
year.
year.
What a fucking weird ass year. And I feel like they should have sent us an email before the week started, like these teams, before we made our picks, and been like, hey, whoa, don't pick us. We're only planning on putting up 3 points this week. Fucking Packers. Like
You're sitting everybody.
They should have given us a heads up about all this. They really should have.
Rude. Goddamn
Very rude.
rude.
Very rude. But anyway, Corey, we will have future picks, maybe this week. Who knows? But what I will say is, I want the Panthers to win a Super Bowl because fuck it, too many people are talking shit about the NFC South, so they need to do something cool. Shut all the haters up.
I'm here for it. Let's go, dude.
I'm here for it, dude. Then we're the Bills. That's about all we have to say, though. That was the Week 18. The NFL season is a wrap. That was it. That's all we had. That was a fucking weird ass season. I'm actually happy to see it over. It was a painful last 9 weeks watching these Buccaneers just fumble the fucking playoffs out of their hands. Like, dude, you just had to beat somebody, anybody, and we would have been in. But whatever.
And now all eyes turn to the draft.
All eyes turn to the draft, exactly, which we're picking like 15. Might find someone cool at that range. I don't know if we're gonna get one of the good pass rushers though. They'll probably be gone, so that's kind of sad. Gonna have to do some digging.
Stuff, so I don't know. I don't know what we need. A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. We need a lot of things.
A lot of things and stuff.
But what I will say is that was it for Sports by Compian 2025. Season. I know we're already into the new year, but I just thought we should wrap that up that way. Corey, do you have anything to say to these fine folks of Sports by Compian as we head on out of here?
Happy New Year. Thank you for watching. If you made it this deep into the video, thank you for sticking out to the end.
For sure.
Get some fiber gummies. You probably need more fiber in your diet. And start off the new year with more fiber in your life, man. You feel better about it.
Yeah, more fiber and maybe get some collagen, peptides. That'd probably be good for you too. Drink some of that in the morning with I like to have a lemon, some collagen, freaking peptides, and a vitamin C pack to start my mornings. And I think that's just what you should do, especially in these winter months where it's all freaking cold, dude. Like, go get yourself some vitamin C. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Thank you for riding with us, Sports by Compian fans. We're out.